Hello, my name is AGGRESSOR here on Tarot 9 here on YouTube. This is storyline reading for Miss Romeca Meeks. Miss Meeks was killed not long after dropping off her son from school. So just looking at the internet, it says different stories, so it seems like she was killed in a block of where her child's father lived, in the block or anywhere near where he lived and not in front of the school. It was said that she came back around to the house or something like that, and she was fighting his other child's mother. But this is a storyline reading because I heard in my mind at least 6 months, or before 6 months, some kind of way, the lady who did the killing, some kind of way they gonna come back her direction, some kind of way. So the family, don't worry yourself for justice, because we know God delivers justice. However, God delivers justice. You can't determine when it be though, but God will get justice for the life of Miss Romeca Meeks, because I see she an earth angel. I put on my cards. I got a lot of cards. I had to set them separate. All the different cards. I got like this set. I got a lot of sets that go with her right now because I set it up yesterday, but I had to I couldn't, and I can't do it today because today is the day that her funeral is. Let me see, it's about what time? It's about 10:35. So her funeral might be going on right now. And I want Miss Meeks to come in the storyline and come in my mind and say whatever, and you'll hear me say it. So you're not going to see this actual video until maybe some weeks down the road, or maybe October. However God had me to do it, because the family is grieving and going through all you're going through. But God wants you to know that it's going to be some justice for Miss Meeks. But you can't determine when it happened. Just stay calm. Don't take no kind of action being angry, but just let God handle it. Okay? My name is AGGRESSOR here on Tarot 9 here on YouTube. I heard from on the internet that Miss Meeks was the aggressor. Well, she started the fight. Okay, if she started the fight or not, it doesn't matter, because it was said that her child's father had her in a headlock. So if she's in a headlock, she can't do nothing to nobody because she is stuck still. So the other child's mother was free to just get in her car, lock herself in her car, or just drive off, however she wanted to do it, or even go in his house, or whatever way she had to go. She could have just went on about her business, got in the car, shut the car up, drive off, or go in his house, or whatever anything she could have did, any of those things. She had options. She had a chance to think first before she acted, and she didn't, as far as that, to get an escape route. Her thinking she did was, no, I'm not going to let her win. And that's how her mind went. I'm not going to let her win, because at that time her life wasn't being threatened. She was over at her car. Nobody was messing with her. So she reached in a car where she had a baby at, grabbed out a gun and just shooting, and her baby was right there. And bullets can go any direction. That bullet could have detoured and came all the way to her baby. Bullets go all kind of ways. But she wasn't thinking about that. She wasn't thinking about that Miss Meeks had a little boy and he needed his mother. Her mom was thinking that she had her permit to carry a weapon. And that create monsters in people. I'm talking to the law right now. That create monsters in people. Because they feel they can go around shooting people because they big and bad because they have a weapon. And they can get away with it. I'm really shocked that they let her walk out the door. Really, because most of the time black people, and I'm going to say black people because that's what I see on the news, they don't usually get to just walk away after killing somebody, especially if you know that they did it. But since she's under the umbrella of this conceal and carry, she was able to get away with that for right now, that is. Because God gonna handle this. And they should be coming back for her within 6 months some kind of way. Because this was not what you call self-defense. Because she's saying, well, she said to the sheriff or whoever it is, I shot her in self-defense. Because that's what she said, self-defense. So she didn't talk to the sheriff. I guess she talked to whoever was in charge. So that's part of a song. That's why I'm saying, I shot her in self-defense. It wasn't self-defense. She was being restrained by him over there, held still. So it wasn't no self-defense. Self-defense is when it's right up on you. Self-defense. That wasn't self-defense. So let's just start some cards and try to move it along. First card is, can I believe you? So she was wondering, this is as far as her child's father, okay? She is wondering if she could believe him because she worked on it enough as far as, like, I guess, getting along with him, getting child support or whatever. Because I think it was a child support issue too, follow me? But let me just flow and you'll hear me say it. She is marveling at the gate and loving it, right? She moved fast on it, follow me? She knew her ambition and she knew her worth, right? So she is going to be going to court, follow me, about this situation. Child support, I feel, right? She's looking at the reality of things and looking at things realistically because he was going to test her, but she also was going to test him to see, I guess, if he is going to give up child support or anything as far as child support, because she might have been talking to him any kind of way as far as child support in the last days that she talked to him. So it was said that she took her child to school, right? So she might have came to his house for something, I don't know, and she might have went to the school, or she might have came from the school and went to his house, whatever she might have did. So put it all together, whatever it may be. As it exists, he's guilty as charged, and he's guilty, and he need to be in trouble too because he held her still while somebody murdered her. He was a score loser, and he know it. She is distant from him. She had a false imprisoned mind and a sheltered mind. She is looking at, is he her good fortune somewhat, because maybe he is going to give some money up for non-support, or he was going to start paying right or anything as far as non-support. Follow me? Or some kind of way he was trying to see her behind the other lady back. Anything like that. And that will be his good fortune. She was coping with a defeat, a failing maybe. Trying to take care of the baby. But God says right here, why did she give her ex-power, the baby's father, right? Because she needed to show her worth and don't give him no more power. He wanted her to simmer down, but she wanted her needs met, and that is maybe non-support. He had 2 chances to be a star, right? And for him to have 2 chances to be a star, if there's anything to do with non-support, he needed to come up to par. Get what I'm saying? She gave him another chance. Follow me? But she had 2 chances to be a star herself. She is a trailblazer. And he wanted jointness with her. Follow me? Something came from her childhood. She had to look at things and don't run from it. So fear took him there. Hold on to that thought, people. Fear took him there to hold on to her head. Right? So we hit number 6. That's June. Something could have happened in June. She is a pioneer, God says so. She was strong, but he was karma play. Follow me? So she could acknowledge a secret about him. Follow me? So she is a hard worker, it says right here. But she didn't want him to make no excuses for working. Right? So we have right here that she had to learn her lessons needed to be able to express her spirituality. God says so. It was going to be some justice for sure, as far as her taking them to non-support or anything like that. Was going to be some justice for sure, as far as the other child's mother, the person who is the culprit, the murderer, right? So if we just stick with him with non-support right now, we have right here that he wanted her to chalk it up as a loss, misleading information. So he might want her to, if she had, they said she had a protective order, he might want her to drop that. Right? So we have right here that she had to control herself. He had to, and his child's mother, in the car, by the car. Because he wanted her to be a chick tucked on the side, or she was a chick tucked on the side. That means she wasn't his woman at the time, so she was on the side, over that side. She is the other child's mother, and he was talking chick talk. So he wanted her to taste this charm. He'd do anything to taste her charm. So he was trying to talk some kind of way, because it's supposed to have been an order where they don't even talk to each other. So he mentioned the time some kind of way to her, and it was checked, a time. Right? So God says was to Miss Meeks, was he really even working with Miss Meeks, because appointment was booked, right? Either for her to come where he was some kind of way, or an appointment was going to be booked for her to take him to non-support. So we got right here 41 or number 14. Something could have happened to her or him. So we have that he was gonna boo-hoo because he committed a senseless act. Follow me? But also his other child's mother, right? So God wanted Miss Meeks to take the reins and run with it, be the guard in herself, because she's an earth angel. So we have that she was being molded into what she really wasn't, God says. But she had to see what other people was doing to keep her stuck, and he was trying to keep her stuck, to pull her backwards, to not pay the non-support like he should or whatever. Right? She is resistant to hold him accountable, or maybe this time around she wasn't. Get what I'm saying? When he was going to be going to court about it, anything like that. So he needs to filter his ways and stop tearing her down, her emotions. So we have a bunch of willing liars some kind of way that took her as joke worthy. So at that time, I guess that would be him and his child's mother and whoever else, whoever God talking about. So he knew morally he was wrong as far as not paying up money like he should to help raise the baby, or holding her head. Lately she justified it, I guess, that he needs to give up some more cash. I feel like this, giving up more cash. We got number 18, 81, number 9. Something could have happened in September, August. She is going to be moving to rougher matters if she didn't get away from him. So she is coping with a job, or he was coping with a job. One of them was coping with a job that they was tired of. So really, if this her job, she really wasn't tired of her job. She just needed more money probably to go with the job. Get what I'm saying? And able to make everything flow the best she wanted it to flow. But he could have been at a job that he was tired of. So it was intense energy with a popular crowd. And it was a popular crowd outside. Or Miss Meeks worked in nursing. So it was intense energy with a popular crowd. Everybody she worked with there, or wherever his job was, right? If he worked at a club or anything like that, or whatever kind of job he had, So she was down on him because he might have been asking her for money, or he was down on her because she was asking him for money. So can I have a word with you, Miss Blank? Okay, my lawyer said, strike that. May I have a word with you, Miss Blank? So I'm going to call this Miss Meeks for right now. I'm talking to her. Camouflage wouldn't work because she had a sixth sense as far as him, right? She had to face the situation and do some talking, free herself. So we dealing with Miss Meeks and him right here, mostly what I'm seeing. So she was in agreement, or she wanted agreement. Follow me? As far as I feel child support, any kind of money. Because she making money, but really she need him to do his fair share also. She is thinking it was love. These are light green. But where did she get that behavior from? So here it is. The twin flame arrived. Follow me? A thin layer of hope. Because the twin flame arrived. So I feel that would be the other lady. Because Miss Meeks is this lady over here. The chick on the side. You know, the extra lady. And I feel this is the other lady. A thin layer of hope. Because the twin flame arrives. So we have right here, he felt boxed in. Or she felt boxed in an area. So God says, was he even husband worthy? And God says no with this card. So he might have told Miss Meeks that he is ready for love, and simply meaning that he would probably do better with child support or seeing that son or anything like that maybe. Or he is going to be nice to her or whatever, anything like that. Anything that represents love. So this card is a ring when you give a ring for marriage, right? So I don't know if he was going to marry the new lady he had or what. Or once in Miss Meeks' life, she might wanted to marry this man. She might did in her life before things went wrong, maybe. Caress me so tight, 15 hugs won't be enough when they coming from you. So this would be his card to Miss Meeks, right? So he deep down liked Miss Meeks a lot, right? But he just didn't know how to treat her, seemed like here. So we have, he had somebody. She wasn't his wife, his child's mother. It's a wife, but I'm going to say, do he love his child's mother, the other one? Because this means you stepping out. So he was stepping out, not romantically with Miss Meeks, but he was stepping out, just mean he was talking to another lady. And that would be Miss Meeks about, they was talking about their child, so they can talk. You can talk to the child's father about your child. But it's like, this ain't your permanent woman, so it's like you stepping out. So his, did he love this lady he was with? The culprit, her, right? So we have right here that he felt like Miss Meeks won't talk. It is vital that he talk to Miss Meeks, right? So wait a minute. Let me think for a minute. Is Miss Meeks the twin flame? Miss Meeks the twin flame. But it already said over here with the Miss Meeks chick talk. He wanted to talk. Miss Meeks, then Leo Hope. So I feel Miss Meeks is the one that arrived because they said the other lady was with him already. So Miss Meeks is the twin flame. She arrived. Or there was a thin layer of hope. He was wondering, will she talk? She won't talk. Is vital. But anyway, God said it was awful. Because he tested and measured Miss Meeks to see how far he could go, and it was awful. Next card is, He needed to invite in the warmest love of all to her. And he needed to treat her like the queen that she was, right? Next one is, it was dormant behavior he is holding on to for keepsake or Miss Meeks. She is looking at what was superficial or him. But he is looking at what was a cabbage breaker, what was going to take his cash, his dough, his bread, his money, his moolah, grain, coins, right? Child support. Get what I'm saying? Okay. Miss Meeks needed to leave the ex in the past, but she did leave him in the past, I feel. She might like pink, follow me. So we hear right here, she needed to stay calm, right? Look at the card. Number 3. So, I don't know for sure if her baby was 6 or 7. So if he was 6, just go with his age. If he was, that's a 3, and that's a 3, okay? So we have that. He is running up her peace. And God says she needed to get out now because he's running up her peace. Or bills was being ran up. So some kind of way she might ask him for some money. And he moved fast on it and gave her some money. Right? Or if it wasn't money, it was something else. She asked him for something and he gave it to her. Or he asked her for something and she gave it. However it went. Okay? So God talking about him being a good husband again. Is he a God-like husband? No, he's not. Anytime this card come out, the person is inadequate. They not the way God want them to be. She need to drop her burdens. That means drop him. Okay, she had a house that was sufficient. And she is being appreciative of her house. But she had a job that was sufficient. She is being appreciative of her job. Okay? So a time and a date was set some kind of way. Maybe to see him to talk about non-support. Or for her to go to non-support. Or anything as far as non-support. Or for her to come to his house some kind of way. If the son spent the night or whatever they said. I don't know if that happened. Time and date was set though. Honorable. Follow. Next one is. Some talking was at a car or in a car. As far as them. Right? So how much would it take for her to leave? Just get away from him. Because we got money right here. If you love money. If you love green. Embrace nature. Right? So some kind of talking about money. So we got the testifying and the placement. So the testifying just simply means she was talking. And he was the placement. It's like somebody sitting there talking, or she was just sitting there doing the talking or standing there. Right? So she is going to send it back to the sender. Something. Whatever came her way that wasn't right. It's not, it's extraordinary. Next one is, are you coming for me? So she came his direction, that's true. Your mind, never forget that. So some kind of way he might was thinking in his mind, if he ain't say it to her, that she is his some kind of way. He seemed to think he got some kind of control over her or whatever. So we got number 4, 13, 31. So she is 31 years old, I heard, right? Next card is something was on the computer, however it was, right? Internet, Facebook, whatever. So she had to let destruction go because she is holding on to a corrupt pain. Or he was, okay? So we got this next stack of cards. This one. Let's see which way did it go. Let me see something. Okay. He was a dangerous love. She cared about him, but he was a dangerous love. Right? He's a Pied Piper, had a lot going on with him. God told her don't take from her main flow to go and visit him. Right? That means don't take all her money. Get what it's saying. Okay. So she is going to talk to her teacher to see if, talk to the teacher to see if she could pass the test, or maybe she just talked to one of her, she might have talked to one of the teachers at her child's school, right, some kind of way. Or we just gonna put this with what's his name, the child's father. She's gonna see if he passed the test, right? and she was going to be his teacher. And that would be as far as, I guess, him giving money. Because I feel like non-support some kind of way. So let's just see what the next one is. It was challenging. That's why we can't make it. Because she was wondering if she could trust him. And that means no. Right? Next one is, she had to stop depending on others to grow with her. So if she was dependent on him to give up some money for child support to take care of the baby, God was telling her, don't keep depending on him to grow with you, to give you money to help take care of the baby. Take care of the baby and depend on me. Or depend on your family to help you, anything like that. She don't come from Detroit, but wherever she come from. Put it there. So we have right here, he was fickle. And he wanted another chance. So this is her. Here he is. I'm here for you. They say get on a bus, but she drove her car. Get in your car. Miss Meeks, right? Romeca, her name is, right? Get in your car, Romeca. I'm here for you. Okay, the next card is, she is trying to make a pocket full at work, but he was trying to make a pocket full at work. So for Miss Meeks, with this storyline, we know she is going to go to work next, but coming to where he was, she is expected to get some kind of money. And it's considered work because he's the other parent, right? So it's considered work with this card, with this storyline. She is planning on going getting some money as far as the baby. Follow me? Because he said he's there for her. So we have, but God said she couldn't trust him because he might have gave some money, but he just didn't give all he should have probably. So it says they was filling a lecture. So the lecture would be her talking to him outside of where she was talking to him at. Got number 7. If the baby's 7, take it as that. We just got number 7. Okay? She had to stop thinking others knew more. So she was going to reside in front of a, he was going to reside in front of a judge and get tensed up, right? Because I feel she was going to take him to non-support. If it wasn't no non-support going on already, she was going to do it with that card up there, the court card, right? So we have right here, let me see if it's to this lady. Okay. So we have right here that he wasn't valuing others. So if we take it to, he wasn't valuing Miss Meeks. It's wake up time. So I can take it to the other child's mother. She gonna reside in front of a judge and she gonna get tensed up. It might didn't happen yet. Cause she wasn't valuing others. She wasn't valuing Miss Meeks. It's wake up time, follow me? She wanted to drop her burdens because she felt Miss Meeks needed to stay in the past, right? So this, what you hear me saying is the other mother, the culprit, right? But if I turn this card around for Miss Meeks, God is telling Miss Meeks, drop your burdens, and that would be the child's father. Your ex need to stay in the past, Miss Meeks. Depend on me, depend on your family, and you can get all you need for your baby, right? Okay, the power stays with the wife, not with the ex. So he was jerking Miss Meeks around right here. This is not her name, but these cards have been made, so her name can't be on the card. I just gotta say her name. Power stays with the wife or the current girlfriend, the current woman, right? Not with the ex, and Miss Meeks would be the ex, right? So we have Miss Meeks was being jerked around by this baby's father, right? So we got somebody is a Capricorn, earth sign, or act like one, or we just got somebody who was in the devil energy. So we got both ladies was fighting, so both of them was in the devil energy at the time, fighting each other, right? But then the other child's mother murdered Miss Meeks, so she was in the devil's energy because the devil do what? Steal, kill, and destroy, right? And she killed Miss Meeks, right? She had a lack of control when she went and killed Miss Meeks, right? But then when they was fighting, both of them had a lack of control. So some information. showed it was a lack of love for Miss Meeks. Follow me? Because Miss Meeks was acting a little spicy, and the other lady might have felt amazed, or the child's father felt amazed, or you can turn it around. Okay. God says, is her ex trouble? And her ex was trouble, right? And she was going to go get it, go to him, right? But we have the new child's mother. She feel like Miss Meeks is the ex, and she looked at her as trouble, and she was going to go get it, go get her. And that's when she came back with that weapon. Follow me? She is on the battlefield against somebody who wanted her to be submissive, wanted her to calm down. She is on the battlefield with her child's father, who wanted her to be submissive, who wanted to dominate. Here we go again with it. She saw it clear as day. See as possible, clear as possible, something as far as her child's father. So let's just see if I can just get these off. Let me see where I'm at. Okay. Remember, I'm not going to put this on until, like, whenever I hear God say it. It could be 2 weeks down the road. It could be all the way October. Because right now, this is the timing of her funeral. And I know that because I saw something on before I came downstairs. I suppose I did this last night, but it just wasn't working where I could get it done last night. So I want the family to stay strong, and the little sweet baby, stay strong, mommy, stay strong, sister, stay strong, brother, and all her siblings, her mommy, especially her baby. And just one day at a time, because God gave us one day at a time. One day at a time. There's no remorse out of that other lady. That other lady, just looking at her on the screen bothered me, because she was on her phone like she ain't just shoot somebody. So yeah. God can't just let her just be set free and just be free, period, and think it's okay to just shoot anybody who make her mad or whatever. She's gonna have more victims. She's gonna have more victims. Miss Meeks won't be the only one. It'll be more than that if she don't be controlled, because she wasn't controlled like she needed to be. She took control and did what she did, but she wasn't in control like she needed to be. Carrying a gun, it should be a lot of rules to that, and it should be consequences, because when you take somebody's life away, it's gone. It ain't like you shooting a target like when they teach you at rifle range. When you shoot somebody and take their life away, their life is gone. We talking about a person who was breathing before you set eyes on them, thriving. So, miss, I don't know if you even thought about it good, but you murdered your child's brother's mother. Now, how you think their relationship will be later on in life when he find out that you killed his mother? Or your son find out that you killed his brother's mother? How do you think that's going to be? You didn't think first like you needed to. You wanted to get back. And anybody watching would say that and know that. You just wanted to get back because your life wasn't threatened. She was being held over there by the child's father, so your life wasn't even in jeopardy. You should have just jumped in your car like you put your hand in it. You should have jumped your whole body in. Shut your windows, drive off or whatever. And she would have gotten her car and went on where she was going. But you felt like, no, you're going to get back. And that's what your mind thought like. So no, that's not no self-defense. Okay, so let's just say you can't make excuses for people because they got some piece of paper and that means get on the right they can kill people. I don't think so. Well, if that's the case, everybody can walk around killing people then, if that's the case. But they wind up going to jail, so it don't work like that. I don't care how many pieces of paper she got or permits she got. Okay, so we have right here that she was dealing with a leader who stole from her. So the leader would be the child's father in this story now. Follow me? And what got stolen was he wasn't giving her what she needed for non-support. Her money to take care of the baby, or this would be her life, because he helped her still while she was killed. Okay? She was dealing with a resource, information, and I still feel it's non-support. That was her plan, if she didn't do it yet. Right? Lawyer, anything as far as getting money. She was going to go ahead and begin. Follow me? She wanted peace for a checkmate. Sometimes you got to go further. You can't just keep on trying to ask the father for money. You got to take it a step further and make sure you get the money for your babies. She had a builder path, but God wanted her to proceed with caution. Okay? He might say he's sorry to the family, or he might have told her he was sorry because he ain't give enough money or whatever, or he might say he's sorry to the family, but he just want to cope, because I don't think that lady's going to say it. Okay? It was challenging for Miss Meeks to get a windfall. That means to be able to get enough money from him to take care of the baby. Follow me? So we have that she wanted to manifest her desires, and that is get the money she needed from him to take care of her child, their child. Can we be friends? No. This means no. You can't be friends. You can't be friends with him, Miss Meeks. Be a realist about this thing. Go ahead and take it to non-support, because it was premeditated. Follow me? He is banking on it. We got 112. Turn it around. Family gonna get the truth of the story otherwise, because we don't have the whole truth of this story, right? God says she is simply the best. Wallowing in her pain. He was forceful because he had her in a headlock. But also that lady, child's mother, her over there, she was forceful because she shot her close range at her 3 times, or whatever he said she did. At that time, Miss Meeks was too dilute. She was in a headlock, so she couldn't really, she was weakened. She couldn't do anything. And then once she was on the ground, she definitely was too dilute. That's where both of them got their power. When she was, what you call it? I'm trying to say it right. Not disabled. Is that what you call it? Disabled? No. I'm trying to say it right. I don't think that's the word. It's like when we take something away from whatever it is, we can't make it work right. If I take my plug out of my radio right there, the radio is not going to work. So when Miss Meeks, with both of these people, Miss Meeks was, I'm saying it wrong. Seems like it ain't disabled. Seems like that's the wrong word, but I'm not sure. But anyway, both of these people, oh shoot, I grabbed the wrong deck. Well, I guess I didn't, right? Look, this is what I was on at first, right? Because I remember this card, but some kind of way, I don't know what I did, and it made me go to this one. So I guess God want this down. So I'm going to go with this one, then I'll go back to that. With Miss Meeks being, him holding her, he demonstrated his power. And when she came up with the gun, she felt like she had power. Both of them had power against Miss Meeks, because evidently Miss Meeks was a firecracker. Miss Meeks wasn't like somebody who walk over, somebody you can just do what you want to do to. So he holding her, and he felt like, well, he being in control right there. But then the lady felt her power came when she decided to do the shooting. She gonna be big and bad and do the shooting, when really she couldn't defend herself. And then when she was laying on the ground, both of them, to me, both of them seemed like they was glad that she was powerless. Both of them seemed like they had their power going on. The one who did the shooting, she felt like, well, I'm the one who's powerful now. Even now to him, he's walking around. I mean, he wasn't bent down like he should have been bent down the whole time. I mean the whole time. Ain't no way he shouldn't have been bent over her the whole time if he was fine with her. No way in this world. That man ain't here. I ain't seen no tears. I ain't seen no worry. I ain't seen nothing out that man. Let me go to the cards again. She had to be responsible for herself, for no more lack, because God said depend on God, your family, and herself, right? So she had to accept what she couldn't change as far as this child's father of hers, right? But she had to acknowledge her own wrongs, whatever she did in any situation, and just accept it, right? Covering up won't work, because one wasn't cleaner than the other. So he is hell-bent on destruction. But they was fighting. So she was along with this lady when the fight happened. But he is hell-bent on destruction. This is really his card. Okay, so what is this? I wouldn't have known this about you. When was you going to tell me? So he told her something last minute, whatever it was. She didn't want to be a substitute. She wanted balanced as far as taking care of the baby, I feel. But she didn't want to be a substitute to this other lady. Okay. Child's mother. I can't be ashamed of what is true. This is her card. She is wondering who she was. So during that time right there, I feel with this fighting what's going on, this is a card for that. She is going to be who she was at that time period. One of them hair might have been different than the other. So his hair might have been like it was. Hers was like it was, I guess, or whatever. Her and the other lady. She been there before in the situation with him, maybe. It was harvest time. Time to get money probably from him for non-support. That's what it looks like. She wanted to prevail. But she is the brown rabbit in the middle. So, and with this fussing and stuff was going on online, she is in the middle. And she was in the middle because he had her head or whatever he had. So she is in the middle. He is on one side. She in the middle. And this lady come from whichever direction. So she is in the middle. But then also, she is in the middle as far as him having another, his main woman, in her and him trying to have her as somebody on the side or whatever he's trying to do. But also we got the baby and him and her, and she feels she in the middle. She trying to get money for her baby. He wanted her to brush herself off and let it be her decision. Just brush herself off because it's harvest time. So he need to act in the ways he wanted to be treated, because talent, skills, experiences, and hobbies is out there for the taking. He need to get more work or anything like that to bring in more money, feel like, with the storyline. Okay. So she want to be free from a commitment, the commitment of doing everything herself, or the commitment of him keep on trying to maybe flirt with her or whatever it might have been. Or just doing things on her own. She needed him to do his share, maybe. If not that, him flirting or whatever he was doing. So some traveling happened right here. I'm in it for myself. This her card. I'm in it for myself. Be some traveling. So we have right here that she is single. So we got the biracial card. So let's see something. So stolen in a car. Let's see something. Okay, so we're gonna go with that lady. The other child's mother, her over there. She not biracial, but she was lighter than Miss Meeks, right? Miss Meeks was single, so we're gonna take this right here. Miss Meeks was stolen. She wasn't in the car, she is out of the car, so she's stolen. And that means her life was taken. I'm going to say that right. For this card, that word up there, I'm going to say that her life was taken, right? by somebody who was light-skinned, because that's a biracial card. So this ain't drug addicted right here, right? So nobody had to been drug addicted, but something was going on as far as somebody's mind overwhelmed, nervous, some kind of pill in your system, some kind of drink in your system, or something was going on, right? With that other lady, whatever it was, right? She rose to the occasion. Here she is to beat Miss Meeks at her own game, because Miss Meeks and her, I heard, was fighting first. So he had Miss Meeks help over there like he had her. So the lady, she decided to beat her at her own game, go run and get that gun, right? And that's what she did. Because they say she ran to the car, right? And what she did to beat her at her own game. So we have right here that, where's yours? Stop it right now. So this is the card with somebody holding on to your arm, right? But this is also the card where you want money. So she might have been talking to the child's father about money. There's going to be a hearing, right, about some kind of property, money, or we can take it to this lady shooting Miss Meeks. She went to court, she went to jail, or wherever they took her at, in some kind of way. They had a hearing or whatever they did. I don't know what they did. They let her out though. She wasn't holding Miss Meeks' arm or anything like that, but he definitely was holding on to her. So let's just see the next card. In any situation, she is going to gain clarity, and that would be the one who did the shooting, or Miss Meeks, right? So she needed to be sure of Miss Meeks before she drove there, to even go there to see the child's father any kind of way, or to go to non-support, because I feel like it's non-support. It was time for him to come clean. He needed to come clean. So it's going to be some face-to-face talk. Miss Meeks and the child's father in front of some place. So if they was by his house, we're going to make this his house, apartment, or wherever he lived at. Comfortable place. Follow me? This a comfortable place. Relaxation place. She is nervous though. He needed to do things in decency because he thought something was laughable. Follow me? Whatever he thought was laughable. Humorous. Maybe not giving her the money, or them fighting in general, or whatever, right? So I like hugging you. Comfort is key. So he liked hugging her, and he felt comfort was key. So he opened up something, and it was juicy, or Miss Meeks did, or this other lady did, whatever it was, right? So Miss Meeks was going to work. They said she was on her way to work eventually. But she needed to go to work, or the other lady needed to go home. Take it however it goes, because she should have just gotten her car and went on somewhere, or rode around a block or something, because it says that he was dangerous ever since she met him. Negative. This man here, child's father. There was fussing going on between the two. She wanted love, or he wanted love from Miss Meeks at the time. So what? Miss Meeks was stunning. Some kind of way he might have said something. Okay, she got pretty eyes. We must talk. He wanted to talk. Okay, can we make it right? It was some curse words, some kind of way between the two. Okay. So a relationship of anything that killed his emotions and his hopes, a death had to come to it if it did not serve him, but also to Miss Meeks, right? But then to the lady, the culprit, a death, she brought a death to Miss Meeks because she felt like Miss Meeks did not serve her, and killed her hopes and her emotions, the relationship. So we have right here that this is a symbol, logo, or company, whatever this is, right? One of them was dealing with, or they wear, right? So he didn't want to be scratched off by Miss Meeks because he felt boxed in. I'm still taking it with non-support here, but then Miss Meeks didn't want to be scratched off because she was boxed in. Follow me? So we have the blue-eyed brother. That is a cop, right? Or we got a leader. So we have that. This culprit, this lady, she got patted down by the cops, right? But then we have the child's father. He didn't want to go to jail, right? Because he didn't want to get robbed as far as money, as far as non-support. Because, you know, non-support do take your money, right? So she wanted to know how long it was going to be with a female. And the female would be this other lady here, right? Well, how long she was gonna, how long, that's all I know. I don't know what they're talking about, something, right? So we have right here that maybe that could have been before the fight. I don't know what that one right now. Let's just see. So flames were sparked and Miss Meeks captured the flames as far as gunshots, right? We know that, right? So fussing happened also. So flames were sparked and she captured the flames, but she also captured the flames, and that means was fussing with him before. I guess she was fighting the lady. Maybe she was fussing with him first. I don't know. So God says, it's your turn. It was her turn because God kept saying in the storyline for her to leave him behind. Why mention your ex, Miss Meeks? You give him too much power. Or why mention his person? You still give her too much power. Or he might have been mentioning Miss Meeks to his new woman. So he was acting like it was love, but he's going to pay for his actions because he held her and allow her to be murdered. So she had to stop thinking that others knew more than her. Need more but not doing enough to make it happen. Okay. Next one is, it was time to act. She wanted him to promise he was going to act. Give whatever money he's supposed to give for the baby. Come over to see him or whatever it was. Whatever. Anything as far as non-support, I feel, in the child. Or this would be him. This would be that lady. The other one, the culprit, she promised her own self, and it was time for her to act, she felt like, because she was going to stop thinking that Miss Meeks knew more than her, because she felt she knew just as much, but she was needing more but not doing enough to make it happen. And she felt like Miss Meeks was going to pay for her actions, right? And she wasn't going to act like it was love because she murdered her, so she ain't act like she loved her no kind of way, because she wasn't going to keep giving Miss Meeks the power. Get with the card, saying I'm twisting it around. Because she felt it was her turn to have power. Okay? She wasn't dealing with the average Jane below what Miss Meeks. Right? I hear Miss Meeks was a firecracker. I hear that in my mind. That's why I'm saying that. She wasn't simply dealing with the average Jane below. Follow me. So she wanted to be motivated to be strong. And that's when she went and got that gun. That made her strong. The gun made her strong. Without the gun, she wasn't strong. But if we turn this around to Miss Meeks. Miss Meeks promised herself, right, to act. And that is take him to non-support. Right? She wasn't simply the average Jane below. She is motivated because God said she is strong. It was time for her to change up and do something different. Next card is this man, her child's father. He got two names to him. Whatever his name is, he was animalistic. Because some kind of way if he wasn't fighting her, he was holding her head or whatever he was doing. God calling it animalistic is like you fighting to her. I'm excited, bacon for two. So we're going to take it away from I'm excited, bacon for two and say that. Let me see. This lady. Okay, this Miss Meeks card already now. So let's just see Miss Meeks. Miss Meeks was pretty. Okay, let's just flow. I'm baking for two. I'm excited. Baking for two. If not baking for two, some kind of way was going to be eating somewhere, or she was expecting to get some money from him maybe, or it just was going to be some kind of eating. Somebody was going to be eating. Okay, so we have right here that he thought she was pretty, delicious. This is not her name, but put Miss Meeks. Okay? So it was heart-wrenching because Miss Meeks was put out by the culprit. It's heart-wrenching. Right? The lady who did it, she covered her emotion because she stood there like everybody else. She felt, so what? Follow me? Look at God. Look at God. Look at God. She didn't look, what's the cost of her life? She thought Miss Meeks' life was worth 0 cents. Because she is going to save herself no matter what. But she didn't need to save herself because Miss Meeks wasn't doing nothing to her at the time. But she was going to make sure Miss Meeks didn't do anything to her anymore. She is going to bring in emotional love she felt she needed herself because it was intense madness because they was fighting evidently before she murdered her, right? So daily life make people rethink and think of things they need to change and they need to seek, right? So she wanted to pin her name on her prince, and that would be the child's father. She chose. And depression wasn't going to last a long time, a lifetime for her because she chose. She's not going to worry about it. That's what I'm trying to say. She's not going to worry about this. This is not going to last her whole life worrying about it. Right? But this also goes with the parents in time. The parents and the family in time. Depression don't last. Depression is not meant to last a lifetime. And you're going to have to start choosing yourself after that. But not yet, we know. But in time. But as far as this lady, she chose her because she wasn't going to be worrying about it. She was standing by the car like she did nothing. So we got number 10, October, something could happen. She need a child, she need a childhood healing, this lady here. So we have right here that it was some flip words. They was fussing or what was going on. So no weapon formed against me shall prosper. So a weapon was used against Miss Meeks evidently. But God said it won't prosper. But she might have mentioned a weapon to Miss Meeks. I don't know. And she wanted Miss Meeks to think about it. She wanted, think about what I'm saying to you. I guess trying to put fear in her maybe. I don't know. So she was looking at something clear, Miss Meeks. Because she got an epiphany. Follow me? So we have that. No more watering things down. No more watering things down. She wanted Miss Meeks to instill some tenderness. So it says, look in the mirror is meant to tell you the truth. So looking in the mirror is meant to tell you the truth. So she is looking at Miss Meeks and it would tell her the truth. So she saw Miss Meeks was in a headlock. So that told her the truth. My life ain't in jeopardy. My life is not, it's threatened because she's in a headlock. That's the mirror for her. Right? So it was a mastermind. Created a shock wave. That means when you plan A to Z. Follow me. Because it was a structured occasion. Follow me? It was structured right here. But, let me see, this is structured. Yeah. No, is this a join card? No, she joined. My mistake. She joined a joyous occasion. So for her, it was a joyous occasion because maybe she was with the child's father or something. Or maybe it's happening to Miss Meeks is a joyous occasion for her. Or her and the child's father. That means the culprit and the child's father. Some kind of way they might have been eating for two or had a precious occasion together. What was going on with them in affordable housing. Or Miss Meeks might have been in affordable housing. But one of them decided they weren't tolerating the other one. Follow me? The father, Miss Meeks, the culprit, or whoever it was. Okay, so Miss Meeks never felt like this before. She had to stop being afraid of her feelings because she was feeling herself die. So something happened in the winter time. No more basic conditions growing money. She needed more money during the winter time. So she trying to make things work, but she needed him to do his fair share. There was going to be consequences that caused her to get a lawyer or go to non-support, anything like that. So, well, it's useless to fight about it. This would be him. Come on. Show me the town, or let's just get along, or whatever he might have been saying. Let's talk about it. But back then, whenever it was, they might have been not getting along good some kind of way. And maybe she did get the restraining order, they say, right? I don't know when she got that though, but God wanted her to put the brakes on with him, the brakes on with fighting, and the brakes on with him. Put a stop to it, God was saying. Because somebody was chilling, trying to figure out how am I going to fix this. So he was trying to figure out how to fix stuff with Miss Meeks and able to work things out with her again, get in her good graces, I guess, and get along again. Or as far as non-support, because she's going to be going to non-support if she hadn't already dipped into it already, as far as trying to get that straightened out. Or this will be the culprit. She's standing at the car with her phone, figuring out how she's going to work something out. And what she worked out was saying it was self-defense. So cheating will be the last thing that Miss Meeks did at a place, right? So we're going to say at where his house at. So his house is considered a comfortable place. So cheating should be the last thing she did. So he was controlling about his money, but she had to be controlling about her own money. So he might have been flirting a little bit, and that's what the cheating means. Okay? So we have that. She is around a sinful place. So it might have been anything, a store, anything around where she got killed at. And it's sinful because she was murdered. Right? So that makes it sinful as evidence that she was going to keep picking herself off of the ground if she didn't get away from him. It's like you're going over and over with somebody because really you're not getting nowhere with the person. Or let me see. If she didn't, yeah. Or this could just be the fight, but I don't think it's the fight. Could be. It could be because the next card says this. What? Pick one. He needed to pick one, maybe. She had the look of confidence. So God says, don't let what she seek ruin her life. She couldn't find it. Dealing with this man and this lady. So she had to stand up against abuse. She had a chance of choice. Because we have right here, one of them was blaming each other about something. Blaming me won't help. Could I have stopped it? So maybe with the child's father and the culprit, her, the other child's mother, They might be blaming each other some kind of way as far as the death of Miss Meeks, or some kind of way he might have been talking to Miss Meeks and fussing with her about something and blaming her as far as that's the reason why I went to somebody else. Or, well, you know how people be talking. So she is going to go get her mission for pleasant times. So she's supposed to be going to get money from him or something like that. That would have been pleasant times. Okay? She might like the color red, or him. He might have thought that he's better than her, or thought she was better than him, anything like that. So he chose the one for full bloom. It's like that. That's her card. She chose the one for full bloom, and that mean a job. So her nursing, she really liked. She would do it all her life. She liked nursing. She is an earth angel person. Or this goes with her child's father. She really liked him. She chose him for full bloom. That means the one you would want to marry, but he just wasn't good enough, because God saying that he wasn't husband worthy, so he wasn't good enough. That means he didn't come up to par, those standards God would want, right? So that means God didn't want her to have him if he is not demonstrating the God love the way God wanted her love. If he wasn't going to be like that, God didn't want her to have him. Okay? Or he might decide that he wanted to marry this other lady. Anything like that. Neither one of them, even down to Miss Meeks, didn't know she existed for a bigger reason than what she thought, because she is an earth angel person. God had her here to help in the world, and her doing her nursing, and she was on her path. Follow me? I'm ready to be guided to my path, but she was already on it. Well, really, if she would have went to work that day, she would have been on it, because she was in the right career. That was her path work, but if she would have left from around there, she would have been on it. Get what I'm telling you? She would have been in the place working. Okay? So God's saying right here, for her to be guided to her path, leave there and go to her path, and that would be her nursing. Follow me? So let's just see how much is it. Okay, let's see if I can. Yeah, I'm hearing the song Don't Mess With Bill. Oh my goodness, why is that coming? Don't mess with Bill, leave my Billy alone. Don't mess with Bill, get a guy of your own. Hey, don't mess with Bill, get a guy of your own. So that was two ladies and one man, right? So let's just flow, universe. Let's just say, don't mess with Bill, get a man of your own. Okay, let's just flow. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I can do my shuffle. Yes. Oh no, I didn't suppose the shuffle was already in order. I forgot. Oh my goodness, it was already in order, Lord. I messed up. I forgot. I don't think I did. Shucks. Let me see something, because I knew what the bottom card looked like. Let me just see if I can put it back like it was. They was in order. I forgot. They really was. It was a liability card was at the bottom, Lord. Where the liability? It was at the bottom. Where are you? So that's a liability, so maybe it goes like that. Let's just look. This wasn't on it. I don't know what was on the top now. But this was at the bottom. Let's just see. I messed it up, so let's just see. I'm going to hit the shuffle because I messed them up. I don't remember what was on top. Here it comes, the liability. He looked at her as a liability. Whoa. I didn't even do these cards. I keep forgetting. Here's a bat sitting over here that I keep forgetting about. I need to put it here. Okay, so we have right here that he looked at her as a liability, and also the culprit, his child's mother. But here's a liability as far as Miss Meeks, because he didn't know how to treat her. And God didn't want him with her if he wasn't going to treat her right. So we have right here that he is working hard on trying to figure something out. because he is overprotective as far as where he lived at or his job. But she is overprotective as far as, no, this is her card. She is overprotective as far as where she lived at in her job. So we have right here that he had to reveal that he was wrong. Because he needed, strike that, she needed to just say she wanted to be secure, but she did. Okay, so we have with this card right here, you know you did it. And be accountable. So he did something. And that is be promiscuous with this card. She observed him being promiscuous. Follow me? So, can we do it now? It's going to cost you. So we got, can we do it now? It's going to cost you. So some kind of way. He wanted her to do something now, or she needed him to do something now, or he was flirting with her some kind of way, or whatever was going on with him. Or she was trying to get the money from him for the baby, or whatever was going on. Let me see if that's the same day or what. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so we have that. She felt the moisture, what it took from her. Because God was saying it was going to cost her if she do something now. Whatever it is. Whatever it is, it's going to cost her. Felt the moisture, what it took from her. So, she is being groomed into what she wasn't. Or she wasn't going to be groomed, so she had to let her sounds be heard loud and clear. So she chose to stick a fork in him, but he chose to stick a fork in her. Let's see something. Let me see. Okay. He adored a lecturer. She was a lecturer. She was a talker. But that's her card. Let's see. The best option for her was to wear the shield of armor and the helmet of strong. So, silly me to try to get to the Milky Way. So, this is a card when you're trying to make it so. Silly me to think that I could get to the Milky Way. Let's see. She was trying to, seem like I feel getting money from her for non-support. I feel like she was feeling protected, but that was a book of lies in her head. Because he wasn't protecting her. Okay. She needed to press forward because she felt like she was sinking. Or he felt that way. So she was going to be scared of nothing. It was obvious. So she was wondering, did he ever care? Or was she just a placement in his life? So she tapped into a precious occasion at that time period, whenever it was. So she had deep feelings inside, so something was on her skin, on his skin, anything. Tattoos, bumps, freckles, piercings, anything could be on the skin, eczema, wrinkles, whatever, freckles. Okay, so we have right here the total community. So let's see some of the total community. I'm going to put this with the shooting maybe. Because we got the total community. Let's see. Wait a minute. That might not be. That could be her job. Let's see. Honestly. Okay. Competition at work. And it's cruddy. Let's see the next card. Oh no. Venting for a move to be made. Loyal. Let's see. Tuesday. Destruction. Let's see. What is this? Let's see. This could have been something that happened with him and her before, some kind of way that made them break up in the first place or whatever. I don't know. Okay. So she was wondering was she a placement, and then we got tap into a precious occasion, deep feelings inside, something on her skin. We got the total community, some kind of way, job, friends, Facebook, or whatever this is. So it says right here that it was competition at work. And it was cruddy. If not work or just a relationship, it was cruddy. Competition, having to be in competition with another woman, or it's work. So let's just see number 17 or 71 or number 8. Something could have happened in August. So a Virgo was venting, or somebody, business minded like a Virgo, was venting for a move to be made. Somebody act like a Sag or a fire sign who made a move wisely. Because Miss Meeks wanted loyal out of this ex of hers. She tried and she's tired of him, the ex. So on a Tuesday or whatever day she went to where he was, or he came her way. You will go get her now, go get him or her. Whichever one came to whichever one. Don't have to be a Tuesday. So she is missing her children, or he is missing his children. Maybe the child like ice cream. So if she went to get her child, she don't have to. I'm just trying to use the card right here. So she had to leave destruction behind because she had a healing path. Okay, so she is catering to him later on in the summer, some kind of way, or he wanted her to. So she had to see what was right in front of her and see what was right for her only. So she is being treated harshly and treated like she is nothing. So some kind of way a disease happened whenever it happened, or hatred happened. We can take it either way, right? And she was saying her life mattered. So he felt like she had a nerve putting him on trial, asking him questions, right? So she is breathing in the masses, or he was some kind of way, traveling in a car or walking or anything like that, while drinking whatever, juice, water, or whatever. Could have been in a car, whatever. So she had anxiety. Maybe he was saying something was her fault back then, or whenever it was. Okay, so she had to beware of poker faces as far as dealing with him. Okay, so let me take this one. He is looking at her like the lone wolf, that she is easy. He felt it was his game now, and he tried, and he was tired of her games, but she is tired of his. So either he need to go on some kind of treatment, or we just dealing with the funeral parlor in general that she ended up at. Follow me? She is tatted, and she needed a miracle because she hooked herself on and ran from her problems. It was easy for her to leave things to others and just escape. So she didn't ran from her. She hooked herself on and ran from her problems. It was easy. So she is fighting. They say she is fighting. She hooked herself on. She is fighting and escape. She couldn't escape though, because he had her help like that. She wanted to express all her feelings. She should not let him leave her heart burst. Or we have right here some kind of way, hooked herself on and ran from her problems. When you hook yourself on to something, it's easy to leave things to others. But she couldn't leave things to him as far as the non-support and all. He's supposed to do this share as a father. She wanted to express it. So she is going to go talk to maybe a lawyer or somebody, non-supporter, anybody, or just somebody who was white in general. She was going to ask some questions too. She need not let him leave her heart burst. So it was a short thing. She had somber pain. So somebody was 24 and up, 42 and up. I love him, but it won't be no romance. So she decided she ain't want no romance with him anymore. Let me just see what time it is. She didn't want no romance with him anymore. So she had to get her mind set down, explore the unknown in love, and that is to love herself. I miss you, kiss you, and desire you. That would be him. So she was dealing with somebody who's sadistic, who needs soul support. So here it is again. He need to get chummy with a support team. Well, she needed a support team. So he was keeping his ears closed to what he needed to open his ears to. But then eventually he admitted, I admit I did it, and you're right, or her, whichever way it goes, right? So she might like fashion. So it says he couldn't control herself in his own skin. So she is going to fill her spirit with a clear vision, God told her. Okay, what all will she do to get that job to build her future? Or what all will he do if he needed more work? So she did different stuff to get her job, go to training or whatever she did. So If you love black, you're going to see it for what it is. So somebody needed to see her for what she is, because somebody's energy seeking, and that would be the culprit, or he was. So if you are stuck, don't stay there. So God didn't want her to stay stuck in a place. Her struggle was going to lead her to the next best place to be. So finding her uniqueness she was doing, but she was dealing with somebody who was power plagued. So she was hope struck, but how far will she go and able to grow? Because she is tangled up with her child's father, who was saying something was her fault. So somebody's gathering up information, walking all over her. Okay, so we have that he need to play his part and be the lion to his cub, because she already was, right? Because money was pending, following, non-support. She was gorgeous, but she was going to accept any money given, or she was asking her for money. So she wasn't going to let her emotions stop her from going to a place, going to non-support. Follow me? Okay, so she had to let go of him, right? Letting go is hard, but she had to just let him go. The loss of a loved one, but this would be for the family. Letting go is hard, the loss of a loved one. So we have right here that you're no better than nobody else. She felt he wasn't no better than nobody else. She could take him down there. If it was done to you, would you like it? Or any kind of cheating or anything back then, whenever something might have happened. So we keep seeing these cards right here. I wonder what's going on here. Okay, so let's just flow. She is isolated for a coping mechanism. Because she, it says right here, never stop wanting the best out of love. She had to know that she had to love herself first, so it's not ordinary. So this right here goes with her. She was dying. Because this is the suicide card, the dying card, and the psychotic break card. She was dealing with a Dusty, her child's father. Will he come up to par? So I got cards look like this. You see the word on there, but I got to turn them around for her storyline, because I saw 3 of them so far. So we have right here that she was stolen from. Right? So is it her fault she was stolen from? And that means in this storyline, with this one right here, I'm going to say that her being murdered, or him not giving her the money she needed to get as far as hair for the baby, right? Theft, right? So she needed to only rely on herself to elevate herself. So he's letting off the sexual tendencies, I'm the man type of attitude, right? She needed to clear her mind. So he washed his hands on African American and his other child's mother too. So he was chained to her like a magnet, or she felt he was to her. So here we got a Tech 9, a gun right here. He tried to mess with her self-esteem, damage her self-esteem, take shots to tear down her self-esteem. But they did take, shots was taken, follow me, to destroy her and steal her life, right? So we got somebody who act like a Cancer, or somebody who just was in their feelings, needed to be real. Somebody who wanted to take some kind of control. So she was being tormented by being held, by being shot, okay? Or somebody felt she was tormenting him or her, child's father or the culprit. The culprit was crying out because she felt she was being tortured, right, some kind of way. But Miss Meeks was being tortured and she was crying out. Follow me? So she wanted tenderness and sensitivity. Her child's father needed to yield for a second and let her go. Also, the culprit needed to yield for a second, but she didn't. Because we always think, we thinking all the time, before and after and during, whatever we doing. I'm doing this storyline, but I'm thinking ahead of time, after, and during. So we have right here that she is dealing with somebody who's picking people in the order of. So he is picking people in the order of that other child's mother you had and her. He was picking. Or she is dealing with a job. She is going to go for whatever, right? So we got number 7, number 5, number 2. So she is going to go full force and grow her business, but he was going to go full force and grow some business he had. So reeling in the cash like a churchy mouse. So somebody was reeling in the cash like a churchy mouse. So we got her child's father, but she wanted to be reeling in the cash. She wanted to be from him, I guess, or she was reeling it in from her own job, or she needed him to get himself together so he could reel it in, or the culprit was reeling the cash in, right? So she is trying to get along some kind of way here because she was seeking help for a theft, and that means not getting the money she's supposed to get from her child's mother. I mean, her child's father, I feel. Or we can just take it with a tact, because this card say rape, right? And you don't hear me saying rape, but I didn't put out 3 cards that say that, so I keep saying theft, right? So I'm going to just put it with a tact then, because if she attacked, if he is fighting her before, that's called attack. So she is seeking help for being attacked whenever, right? Let's see. Let me turn it off now. Let's just see. I'm going to have to just turn it off and just do another one. Let me just turn it off. Okay, come back and see the second half. So remember, I'm not going to put this on until like maybe if October, God tell me October, I'll do it October. If God say 2 weeks from now, and I'll do it. I'm just going to put it on private on my channel and just leave it there until God tell me to move it, okay? Okay. This part 1.